So for those of you wondering what the meme of the day assignment is, I understand that this is a new thing that I've added to the course potentially. But essentially the meme of the day assignment is meant to model a desk calendar. When you, and if you're trying to find it in Canvas, the instructions are going to be under, you can find it under modules. So if you go to modules, there should be a module that has all the meme of the day discussion forums that you should be, when those come due on the day that they're due, you should be putting that in for, and then you can click on the meme of the day instructions. And so what you are doing is you're creating a series of reflective posts across the rest of the semester or the designated time for each of those. You pick a meme, a GIF, some sort of image that is representative of you, where you're at right now, where you're at emotionally, physically, mentally, just how you're feeling. So it's reflective. It's to help you process a little bit, but also to help us process together. That's why it's a public discussion, or public in the sense of like for people in your class. And that's also why I want you kind of responding to each other, and that's part of the instructions. So it's acting as an alternate in this case, especially with the current situation. It's acting in 2020. It's acting as an alternate to face-to-face lectures in some ways, that and gets at a little more of that personal interaction and free writing and stuff that you'd be doing. So step one, to find it, go to modules. If I don't have a link on the meme of the day, a specific assignment, I apologize, but you can find it under modules, and it is also a page under pages. Those are two different places you can find it if I haven't linked it to a syllabus or an assignment or the homepage. Those are the backups. If I think I have sent it to everyone in a message or an announcement somehow. If not, text me as you know to do. With that, let's talk about what a desk calendar is, and just to remind you in case you don't know, but if you've ever seen someone have one of these little calendars where each day has its own special saying or picture or quote, so you can see some of these here. So you can pick some random meme. A desk calendar is essentially this. There's some sort of famous quote, or they're often themed. And so ours are going to be, pick a meme and then write a little bit about it, basically. So pick an image, pick a GIF, pick a meme, something that represents where you are. The idea is that each day over the series of these discussion posts, you are building kind of your own day calendar entry for that desk calendar. That's as if you're thinking of it as a whole project. Each of these pieces are meant to build together, which means if you want to keep them, to do the discussions, but also kind of hang on to them and give them each a page in a Google Doc or a slide in a Google Slide, something like that, so you can keep it all together, that's okay too. And that makes it, by the end, it could make it feel like this nice finished project where you can kind of step through what you're thinking, how your thinking progressed over a period of time as you worked through the challenges you're working with. So again, you can choose any sort of meme or anything like this. So I'm just showing you a few examples on the screen to get you an idea of what might be in there. Pick one that makes sense to you. I'd show you some student examples already, but then you'd know whose students are in what section and everything, and I'd probably get in trouble for FERPA laws. Yay. But here's mine. Fine, everything's fine. But underwater in a swamp. That's fun. So sometimes we feel like that. That was my example of a week ago, I think, when I posted this. So basic instructions are: get a picture, write 30 to 45 words explaining why this meme makes sense to you right now, and then provide 2 to 3 sentences of response for 2 other people who posted before you. If you're the first or second person on the list, you can choose any 2 people's posts to respond to. After you've posted, there may be additional instructions for that day connected to official content of the course. I might say, read Burke's Rhetoric of Hitler's Battle, or read this PDF, or this sort of thing. And it may be something that was already part of the course readings. It may be a video to watch. Whatever it is, follow those secondary instructions in addition to the meme of the day, which is going to be the same for all of those assignments. Follow those secondary instructions as well, and it'll be respond briefly. So whatever those are, you want to do both pieces if there are 2 pieces. So pay attention to the instructions. Sometimes that means you have to scroll down and look at the actual description of the assignment, depending on whether you're using the app or the website. So if you have any issues or questions, let me know. If I do this again in a future scenario and the word count changes or the number of sentences change, don't get mad at me. It may be that I'm adapting it a little for you and you're your own unique special person. Anyways, for those doing it this semester, this is all I'm making you do. So this is, you start here. With that, that's all I think there is to the meme of the day. Actually, only partially. I do want to show you how, if you didn't know how to, I also want to show you some of the practical ways to get an image. So one, if you are looking at images on Google like this and you're using your browser, sometimes when you're looking at this, if I go and I try and right click this and say, what I would want to do is I would want to copy the image address. But if I try to copy the image address as it's part of this large Google return thing, it's going to give me the super, super, super tiny image. But if I click on it first, it'll make it the bigger image. And then if I right click and say copy image address, I'm going to get a larger image. And then I would go back to my post that I was going to do a reply to the discussion for. And what I want to do is where it says embed image at the top, you can go embed image and you can just paste the URL. If you want to make the dimensions bigger, you can. It'll fill those in. If it's only like 70 by 60 or something really tiny like that, that's probably too small. And so you probably did something wrong, or the original image is just super tiny. And so it's going to be really hard for people to read. If you do it this way and embed it as a URL instead of attaching it, it's a lot easier for people to scroll through the discussion and see it. Otherwise, it'll look like a little paperclip attachment that someone's going to have to click on, I believe. So if I do this, so when I update that, now it's in there full size. So when I do it that way, it's in there full size. I'm going to do the same thing just to model this for you, closing it and doing it the other way. So when it's tiny like this, I'm going to go copy image address. And when I get back into the thing, follow the same embed image and paste it. And now if I look at my dimensions, that's almost half, I think that's half the size. Right, so now it's tinier, and that's a little bit harder to read. And this is actually a really crisp and colorful image, so it's easier. But if you have something a little fuzzier or less colorful, it might be a lot harder to see. That's me showing you how to embed the image and not just attach it. So with that, hopefully this has been helpful on understanding the meme of the day activity or project. And so if you have any questions about it, feel free to text me 2526 you write, but not the numbers that stand for those letters. Cool. Have a good one.